Alright. I think it's a good time to get started. At least I think it is. But otherwise, this is our second stream of the day. We're going to be doing our standard thing we do every Thursday, which is OFCRA PvP match commentary. And I will be chilling with you guys as we try to see which side reigns supreme this week. Otherwise, looking at the TeamSpeak server tabbed out, we've got about 130 people on today. Blue 4 is going to be the People's Liberation Army, and Op 4 is going to be the Takistani Army. So we are at 120 right now. We still have people coming on, though. I was reading the TeamSpeak number, and we are going to be on North Takistan. Otherwise, the description of this mission is as follows. In an otherwise quiet border region, tensions have flared up between the recent government change in the Takistan, have flared up because of the recent government change in Takistan. Such instability creates an opportunity for China to grow larger. The fate of Takistan now hangs on a tight hope as China and other superpowers swarm in to try to take raw resources. Quick debug rule: helicopters aren't allowed to reload oil barrels. That's cute. Alright, so Blue 4 is trying to hold fuel barrels inside of a blue zone for 70 minutes. There are 5 fuel barrels. They get 1 point per barrel. Meanwhile, Op 4 is trying to hold barrels inside of the red zone at the 70-minute mark. Again, 5 barrels, 1 point per. And then there's a supremacy bonus. And then there are multiple purple zones to capture. That was the sound of us getting passed forward, so let me go ahead and load the map here. So, blue zone is right here. That is where it looks like the Chinese are going to be trying to get their stuff. And it looks like that's in the middle of Op 4 spawn. And then Op 4 have to get it over here, which is closer to Blue 4 spawn. All these purple, excuse me, not purple, orange triangles are going to be where civilian vehicles are. That way, if anyone gets lost, they have stuff to work with. They also have the barrel markers and then a debug barrel if something breaks, which is all fair. Then we got multiple purple zones here, an orange zone, and then a second orange zone. So the purple zone by the end of the game is worth 2 points. The fob orange zone, which is down here, is worth 3 points by the 50-minute mark. And then the suburbs area here is worth 4 points. That's cashed in at the 80-minute mark. And that is going to be done... basically, whoever has more people in the zone are going to be able to capture that. But otherwise, that is pretty much how the round is going to go. And I've got no idea how this is going to play out, admittedly. I mean, the Chinese we've got looks to be a naval force over here, and then a ground force on the south at this military base specifically. And then we've got a northern base... Yeah, so they spawn in the town over there, and then they spawn at that little central fob as well. With northern Takistan, Takistan is, like, down here as the map. They've added a little bit to that area here, but it's meant to also go out on the right side as well. So this is all just kind of a northern expansion here. And then we have this nice little extra area, but that should be good. I think... what this AO is meaning to do is allow for the Blue 4 element to come and capture this Op 4 zone over here, so they have their oil barrel area, and then whoever can get more in there will obviously win that in terms of the point difference. But the real point difference is the 2 points here and the 4 points there. That's worth 6. So you could ignore the oil barrels and just completely play on defense, but then you have to hold entirely with that defensive area there. So we'll just have to see how things go. I'm also, there's so many things hitting me at once today, so I'm a little, like, wired right now, so I apologize. We do have Pog tonight. That is going to be a pay-for-pain element. I'm going to have them try to take over the rest of that large town. They don't have the ability to respawn at that airfield yet because I have so much AA and AAA around that town. So, they're able to do it as a FARP area, though, so... that's nice. But otherwise, we're just working with what we got here. Let me see if there's any update, if we're still at 131. Nope, we're going up to about 138, so we'll probably be at about 140 by the start of this scenario here. But otherwise, how are you all doing? Stalker went really, really well. I saw that the client that I'm doing this all for shot me a big message. I got to get back to him later about that. But overall, I thought the balance was pretty good. And then I was able to clean up like half the kitchen. Bloodwind wants to cook tonight, I think. So it's like, so much to do. And then tomorrow we're going to have, God, what are we doing tomorrow? Friday Night Fights, DayZ, and a Mass Effect op in the middle as well. So we'll do DayZ after the Mass Effect op. Maybe before, just depends on the time. I don't have a Friday mission morning planned, though, because I have to go out and get fitted for a tux. And then something nice to wear for engagement photos on Sunday. But I'm not going to lie, I'm actually looking forward to all the wedding stuff. Like, all the prep work for it being over with. So I can get my schedule back so I can go back to Zeusing full time. Because, my God, it is... it's a gigantic pain in the ass. Anyway, how are y'all doing this fine Thursday? I am excited for not only this, but Pog. Stalker, I'm going to be honest, I'm actually surprised it didn't crash the server. I was like 50-50. Something was going to cause a memory leak on the server. At least I was going to crash once. Or at least we'd have like half the player base crash. But no, it was pretty good. So I'm happy about that. I'll take that good omen. Whatever we call it. Alright. Either way. Let me tab out. Today my mic has decided to be super quiet on OBS, so I'm trying to tweak that because once the bullets start flying, I want to make sure that I can still be heard, you know? Wedding planning is, it is fun. It can be a bit stressful, but it is fun to do all the motions with your partner for, you know, getting photos done, trying different cakes at different bakeries, but all of the logistical planning can be a pain. And I'll give you an example. Bloodwind, I let her choose the person that would organize all of our envelopes and all the invites because it's going to be a 200-person Greek wedding. And I was also just told that, like, at least 24 people from the Greek embassy are going to be there. And I'm like, oh, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me of the story I think I've told you guys where she just casually introduced me to the Greek ambassador one time. But anyway, yeah, the person that was doing the letters for us did not know how to format letters properly at all. And that made Bloodwing very mad, you know? But, yeah, it's shit like that back and forth. It's crazy. Kian Kier, can someone type exclamation point OFCRA or exclamation point FNF if he wants to get into those two? Security at the wedding? We don't have to worry about that. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of people from the Greek embassy there, which means they're going to have their own security, which means I don't think I have to worry about it. Besides, funny enough, there's actually no one crazy. And this is why I divide my real life from my stream life. That way, none of you chuckleheads try to crash it. Except if I let you, but, you know, c'est la vie. So, OFCRA is the Thursday weekly PvP match. That is a European-based community. I think they're French. I've been told they're actually Swiss. But I mean, or Belgium, I don't know. But they're basically just a conglomeration of European-based communities that run PvP every Thursday, and they do a bunch of various scenarios. Friday Night Fights is, right now, technically it's run by a British guy, but I'd say it's more of a US-focused area. But they also do their stuff at a European time slot, so it's hard to say. Both are European-focused at this point, but OFCRA does a big 90-minute match. FNF does multiple 50-minute matches. But both are two different flavors for PvP. OFCRA, you tend to see more vehicle use. FNF, you do see some vehicle use, but there's usually, like, restrictions. Things are, like, more cut and dry balanced, but OFCRA usually have bigger numbers that go anywhere from, like, 120 to 200 players. FNF is usually smaller scale. It's at the platoon level at, like, 30v30 to 40v40. But yeah, if you ever want to jump in, OFCRA, we can put their command up. That links to their Discord, and then FNF links to their Discord as well. I mean, yeah, you can... Damn, Angel, that's actually a really good way to dox me there, not gonna lie. Because I thought about it. I'm like, oh, no, you're actually, yeah. Yeah, no, I might be screwed there. Oh, well. C'est la vie. But yeah, the funny thing about a 200-person Greek wedding is I don't know at least 170 to 180 people there. I only know the 20 to 30. That's on my side. Oh, man. Alright, I think now is a good time to do it. So here's the deal, guys. I am contractually obligated for this. I hope you get a laugh out of it. But we'll be back, so give me 1 second.
Are you incapable of living a normal life after your third deployment to Takistan? Do regular military units consider you to be psychologically unfit for continued service? Or are you just tired of scavenging the deep crusty corners of the internet for more pictures of your waifu? Then Stillwater Security Solutions is the company for you. Based out of a surplus Chinese landing ship, Stillwater Security Solutions is a group made up of players that no longer find entertainment in playing Arma in the usual ways. With us, you, the players, are responsible for choosing contracts, managing company and personal finances, interpreting intel, and conducting operations. We even have a super autistic spreadsheet that rivals the likes of EVE Online in levels of autism. This spreadsheet helps us run the in-game economy and track gear across every contract. We are not a milsim. You don't even need to fill out an application to play with us. We are currently looking to hire literally anyone that is 18 up, has an IQ above room temperature, and the ability to operate multiple individual weapon systems. General contractors are always welcome, but areas in direct need for applicants are the following: pilots and aircrew. These operators need to be supported from the sky. From gunships to cargo planes, all manner of methods are required for keeping Stillwater in the air and over there. Don't worry about navigating ground fire, most of our helicopters crash from terrain impacts. The bar is not high. Medical station. Our hard-working combat lifesavers work tirelessly to keep contractors like you from the bottom bunk of a gravestone. Headed by former EMS and paramedics, our medical staff is well trained and equipped to keep soldiers of fortune up to date and in the know on how to save and be saved in combat.
Why does the IFAC packing list have 4 tourniquets? If I personally need 4 tourniquets, the only intervention I need is divine or copper jacketed.
If you get sent a random video from these guys, don't watch it. You're not missing out. Field Support Services. They say infantry is the queen of battle, but somebody has to pamper that bitch. Field support is always standing by to operate all necessary equipment and reinforce every position possible. Mortars, artillery, tanks, and fortifications make field support the force multiplier for taking home a victory in the modern mercenary landscape. Stillwater Security Solutions, the best in class for mercenary work around the globe. Apply now.
Alright, like I said, contractually obligated. Anyway, we're in the mission. Prediction has started. Let's go ahead and break down all the units here. So we've got Chinese command here. Looks like Wombat's going to be commanding for the Blue 4, and the Chinese Neves is going to be commanding on the Op 4 Takistan side. So they got a command Gaz here. We have multiple Gazes with some PKTs up top. We also have, Chinese forces using Chinese weaponry here. So you got the QZ bullpops, the 5.8 millimeter guns here, and then we've got some additional vehicles here. Looks like transport trucks mainly, and then we got 2 BTR 80s, and then just a bunch of trucks. Otherwise, weaponry, we've got some RPG 32s, we got some scopes, looks like bullpup scopes and red dots on most of their weaponry. Marksman, though, they've got a nicer scope there, and then we've got the Chinese PKM variant there. We also have some light machine gunners that have just a drum mag for these guys. Otherwise, that appears to be a majority of their weaponry on that spot. Let's check the other Blue 4 side here. We've got multiple helicopters. This is some sort of air assault group. They have a minigun pylon with their Orca helis here, so yeah, definitely more Spec Ops style. So we got GP-25 systems on top of Chinese-made AKs there, and then we've also got... that appears to be it. Some bullpops on their guns as well, some simple magnifiers. Pilots, it looks like they just get the carbine version of the 5.8. And I'm not seeing any other specialized equipment on these guys other than that, so it's just a bunch of minigun birds. And rifleman. Not even any suppressors. Interesting. Okay, no, we got a drum mag for him. That's kind of cute. But otherwise, that is pretty much it. Looking over at OPFOR, looking at their forces, we've got at this one base to the south, we have a ZU-23 truck. That is quite nice. And then the infantry for Takistan, gonna be mainly AK-74s. Interesting. I thought they'd be AKM based, but good enough. We also have some SVDs in play for the marksmen. I don't see any other vehicle capability, so that's a bit interesting. We got some RPKs in play as well. But otherwise, that is pretty much it. So that's a small air defense team. And then the rest of their player base is going to be down here. We've got an MTLB with a KVPT turret, so the same as the BRDMs. That's a 12.7. Excuse me, 14.5 heavy machine gun with a 7.62 coax. We have 2 scout BRDMs. These can also shoot down helicopters with that heavy machine gun as well. And then looking at the weaponry here, I see. So the special forces are the guys up there. The rest of them get AKs. We got some PKAS red dot scopes on them as well. But otherwise, it's just AKM forces here. They have a 50 cal car. We have an IGLA in play. All right. And otherwise, looks like we just have, wow, some MAS transports. So these are just some big-ass trucks. Normally used for transporting missiles, but I guess, you know, use what you can. RPKs in play with those 60-round little multi-stack mags. We got some AT4s, SVDs, some GP25s, some PSOs on those AKs as well. But otherwise, yep, those PKMs there. Pretty balanced. I'm not sure if I saw any GLs on the Chinese side. I'll go back and check in a second. Otherwise, that appears to be it for their heavy assets there. I'm going to go back and check the main Chinese force here just to see if I did see any GL capability. I do. Okay, yeah, so it is mirrored. Looking at the objective areas, Blue 4's oil barrel turn-in zone is going to be right in here by that radio tower. Op 4's is going to be at this little military base down here. Again, 70-minute mark. There's 5 different oil barrels that'll appear. We all have them all marked right here. So there's a debug one down there as well. So whoever captures these and moves them to their zones is good. They're just not allowed to be loaded on helicopters. They have to be loaded in the trucks. So it's a little bit of capture and move to your position. Op 4 get a slight advantage because they spawn close by. But otherwise, then we have this position cashed in at the, I believe, 55-minute mark, worth 3 points. This one cashed in at the 80-minute mark, worth 4 points. And then this at the end of the game at the 90-minute mark, worth 2 points. So in total, that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points up for grabs. And just as a reminder, this is a one-life mission, so attrition is a bitch. But otherwise, we're definitely going to have a lot of transition time for these scenarios here. As we said in the beginning, Wombat is going to be commanding the Blue 4 Chinese side. We got Ghetto, Daigord, back to, actually, I'm not going to name names. There's over 130, 140 players on. I'll just give shout-outs here. So we got Ash's group over here, Pogo _ with players like Cheeseburger and Kremet. We got Rigel, Zixme, PHK, some really good players on that side. Blue 4 also has Stalin, Alex. I've never seen these guys before. Hopefully they do really well. Lieutenant Dan, Parthius, Cuboid, some other good players here. Shay especially. Fast Sugar, Bookser, Montes. I've seen Montes before. I'm not sure about the other two, maybe on and off. Fonz's group over here with 1RW. No, not 1RW. This is RL. My bad. I was also told early on that one of the strategies from one of the sides is borderline suicidal. So, I'm not going to tell you who because I don't want to influence betting, but you're going to see some really interesting scenarios today. Not going to lie. But otherwise, we've got some air assault forces over here. Rixu, Pingas, that's a good combo. Sam doesn't have Lolo with him today, but he is in a vehicle crew with Green Thun and Jamera. Interesting. Otherwise, Neve's commanding with Kyle, Miguel, and Kerrigan joining his group. Bengi with his forces on the first squadron there. We've got the 23rd PZD here. I see them all the time in OFCRA. Gates with France and Tedic. That group is also under Op 4. Norris's group also under Op 4. We see him both in FNF and OFCRA. Emil, Damien, these guys are on and off as well. Manco, he's the head honcho. He's got Flip for Flap, Delta, Jonathan with him. We see these guys every week. Twig King is going to be part of the reconnaissance group here with Crazy, Killer J, and Settler. Usually some heavy hitters we see there. NR is over here as well. We see these players on off like Kaiser, Nap, Engel and Lenfell are going to be taking the ZU, and then we've got our other vehicles down here that are crewed on the northern side. Nonetheless, we'll just have to see how this strategy goes. How long will those helicopters survive in the air before they vibrate themselves apart? Yeah, because they're Chinese-made. Unfortunately, we don't we don't simulate that in Arma, but you never know, man. There's a lot of proof that the Chinese army is a paper tiger, but we won't know until, you know, hopefully we'll never have to know. But, I mean, in today's political environment, I'm really curious to see what the whole trade war going on is going to result in, but I don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty to the future. I just hope you all keep enjoying your lives, keep enjoying everything, never take anything for granted, and, of course, thank you for watching PvP with me. Alright, Blue 4, they've deployed 3 helicopters here. We already have 1 moving around on this side. Looks like he's looking for a good LZ to drop a squad off. And then we got 2 others going in. I'd imagine they're going to try to land somewhere around the barrel sites to secure them. Because if they fly off anymore, they risk getting shot down by the ZU-23 here. Bets are still going to go for another 5 minutes. Usually, within the first 5 minutes of OFCRA, nothing dumb happens. But of course, watch this be the one time where something dumb happens that influences the betting. But at the same time, statistically for OFCRA, a squad getting wiped within the first few minutes doesn't affect anything. In fact, statistically, the side that gets the wipe on them actually performs better. And we just had someone die in the chopper because they didn't coordinate, and he probably got hit by the tail rotor, and his body just fell. Who was that? Who was our first KIA? It was Sancho, and he fell so hard he is now in hell. Excellent. He'll probably get a respawn from the admin, because this is why when you have a group of people jumping from a plane or a helicopter, you have to give everyone a number and then count those numbers down with like maybe a second to 2 seconds between each other. Because if everyone jumps out at once, they're going to Arma off of each other and probably kill themselves. So, you know. But with like 30 people dead moment soon. Yeah, so Charlotte's bringing up an OFCRA round. It was the second round of U.S. versus Greenland. And the U.S. forces tried to sneak like 3 squads of infantry around a boat on the naval side, only to run into a tow gunner and get blown away. But I'm pretty sure the Americans still won that round. Which was weird, but that's also because OPFOR did a silly strategy and didn't notice they were being backcapped. And OPFOR were the Denmark forces there. Actually, no. OPFOR, I think, was the U.S. Either way, the opposite side didn't notice, and the U.S. still won that game, which was crazy because they were heavily down in player count after losing like 3 squads of infantry. But that's OFCRA for you, baby. I'm a little concerned that these guys are going a little... it's not that steep, actually. It shouldn't really matter. But these guys, we see that they're going kind of cross-country here on this SSR. I think they're going to try to come up. I see why. Okay, yeah, so there's 2 main routes. You can either go south and around or that side. But they don't want to drive through the mountains because that can make them a bit slower. Plus, that lets them drive up to potentially secure some of these barrel sites as well. But you do see that one group of OPFOR is already trying to rush up to get to one of those oil drums there. And I think those positions are updated every like 20 or 30 seconds, so Blue 4 will see which ones are being captured. I'd imagine OPFOR is probably going to be able to get to Barrel 3, Barrel 4, and Barrel 5. Blue 4 already on Barrel 2 might be able to move out to Barrel 1 as well. Barrel 5 might not be grabbed by either force there, so Blue 4 might go and try to cap it later. That is only worth 1 point in the grand scheme of things, and, you know, there's like, God, let me do the count again. 3, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's only 14 points total, so 1 point might not sway that difference, but you never know. Oh, and by the way, if you have any questions about Stillwater, feel free to ask them so I can answer. Because, again, contractually obligated. Numbers-wise, Sancho's not potentially getting respawn. We also have... Wait, whoa, what? How did you die? Nicholas is also dead. He was one of the Dragon crews. So, 2 deaths already on the Chinese side. I'm not gonna make a joke about it, but you can. All 3 helis are still out and about. We've got 1 heli there. The other heli I thought I saw over here potentially. I'm trying to look at where... I only see 1 symbol though. Where's... So these guys dismounted. I don't know if they hit the ground too hard or something. Oh, they definitely hit the ground too hard. They're damaged. But then where's Nicholas's chopper? Yeah, Ron Lever. I mean, his body is dead in the middle of a bunch of trees. And one of the trees got knocked over, but that's like right where his body is. So he probably ragdolled into that tree and died. I don't see any smoke. So I'm trying to determine if he disconnected and got... Oh, yeah, that's totally what happened. So he probably disconnected and then his AI bailed out of the chopper and he just died. I agree, the Ron lever was probably pulled there. What a shame. I don't think a down chopper is going to make much of a difference here. I don't think a few dead infantry is also going to make a difference in the grand scheme of, you know, like having 130, 140 players. That's still 70 versus 70. One guy usually doesn't make the difference unless he's Audrey Hotto, but, you know, we'll see how things go. The link should work, yeah, unless they, like, change their Discord, but here. Works for me. So I don't know what to tell you. I put it on my other browser that's not tied to my Discord account. You made me open Edge to test it. So yeah, it works. I don't know what to tell you. Calvic might spot that helicopter coming around if they notice. Oh, he does, and he's the Igla boy. All right, can Kyle get the first official kill of the game? This should be an easy one. Edge, shut the fuck up, Axborn. Missile away. He flares too late. That's a kill. There's quite a few videos out there from, I think, the Chechen War and, like, all the stuff around, you know, that area with Russia of what an actual Igla round can do to an Mi-24. And I will say this, it's pretty brutal. But it literally will just, like, detach the tail rotor from the rest of the helicopter, and the thing, like, either explodes or plummets. It's, ooh, brutal. But that one, I mean, that was just a pinpoint shot. Usually it'll disable the tail, but I think these are changed out to do that. And they've got another launcher here. I'm looking in the tubes to see if they have more ammo. Kyle's the one that got that kill, though. I'm curious about looking at his launcher. Stop moving. Stop fidgeting. Just want to see if you have more ammo for that. He does. Okay, yeah. So those helicopters can't really be used in a combat situation then, or even as a scouting situation, because they got freaking Iglas, bro. That's gonna... They've got a whole AA squadron. Jesus. Even though he's alone right now, but they probably reform. So yeah, those helis aren't really going to be viable here. This is OFCRA. So OFCRA are Thursdays Ghost. Fridays are FNF. We might also start covering some other PvP soon. I really need to give a certain someone a text back. But we might change it up a bit. Not change, add to it. It just depends. All right, Blue 4 have a really solid line right here. They still have the barrel in this area. It looks like they're manually carrying it back. They might try to carry it down there to pick it up. But Blue 4 still need to capture the zone over here. What they could be doing instead is capturing the barrels to move them away so that OP4 can't capture them and gain the points that way. Because if the barrels aren't in either zone by the 70-minute mark, no one gets the points. I would have really liked to see, this is just, you know, me spitballing here, a Blue 4 jet with a gun. Like, no rocket pods or anything, because OFCRA is very iffy about that. But I would have loved to see a jet with a gun pod if they're going to give OP4 man pads. I think against helicopters that only have a 7.62 minigun, that M134 on the side, I don't really think they needed man pads, especially with that much ammo for them. I think they could have just gotten some 50 cals. Because a man-pad is going to basically lock those helicopters down completely, you know? Like, man-pads are for, like, an attack helicopter, you know, like a 24 or a Cobra. But, you know, just the transport with a single M134 minigun pylon, that is a little overkill in my opinion. But, I mean, Blue 4, one's crashed, one's gotten shot down, and one has been damaged beyond repair. So I think that's all of Blue 4's air support pretty much out of the game. But again, I don't think it would have made a difference. Also, can someone read me the final prediction? I'm going to say based off of asset control, I'm kind of leaning towards OPFOR because they've got 3 of those KVPT turrets compared to the 2 that are on BTRs for Blue 4. Yes, Blue 4 also has 2 Vodniks with PKTs, but those are nothing compared to those heavy machine guns. And then OPFORs are going to be a lot more mobile because they're on BRDMs, which are basically, you know, scouting cars that are slightly up-armored. Compared to the BTRs, but I mean 14.5 is going to cut through pretty much any vehicle on the map at the moment. 14.5 wouldn't really do anything to like Bradleys or tanks or whatnot. These guys are French? Yes, they at least speak French. Some of them are. OFCRA is a hub community like FNF, where it's one community that hosts and then like another 10 to 20 join, which is where their numbers go from like 20 to, you know, up to 200 at times. Like, some of the special events we do with OFCRA are like OFCRA versus WOG or OFCRA versus BIA. I keep hearing that sound. That's the RC Zeus sound, and that's scaring me. It scares me. But, yeah, that's when they have a massive amount of people fighting, you know, like 200 players to up to 220. Or, you know, we covered Solid Games versus Tushino. What was that, last weekend? That was 2 Russian communities going at it, which was 222 players. The funny thing about it, though, was it was 2 servers going at the same time, which is why it was technically a 400-player event, because it was 2 222 servers going at it at the same time. Anyway, OPFOR found some of the Chinese forces moving in up here, so we see the BRDM taking pot shots with its heavy machine gun. Nope, it's at the coax instead. They're going to probably switch to the KPVT to fire at the vehicle. They shouldn't be firing at that with the 7.62 because it's not going to do anything. But yeah, they're going to pull into cover. If this was in the open, though, that would have been a beautiful shot. He does have an RPG-32 here, though, but he's going to be firing uphill at a range of 843 meters with a difference in elevation. That would be a tough hit for even Iander to make. And Iander, for those of you that aren't aware, he is the PvP AT god. Usually we only see him in FNF, but I'd love to see someone emulate his skill. He's literally just a drunk Finnish guy, I'm pretty sure. But damn, can he make AT shots. BRDM is now adjusting, not realizing it's in danger here. We just heard an AT launch. It missed. Went slightly above. BRDM needs to be also careful here because if it's not, it could tumble down the mountaintop. He's Danish? Righto, thanks, Nemesis. Either way, he drinks a lot of vodka. At least I think it's vodka. Alright, so they pulled the vehicle back. There's a marksman in there, funny enough. But they're just going to relinquish this position. Again, it's a stalling game right now. If OPFOR can successfully stall Blue 4 out from these final zones, they'll be fine. Part of me believes that Blue 4's main plan right now is to forego the barrel sites and to instead capture... This is actually ingenious. So, assault from the north, stop OPFOR from capturing any barrels... and turn this into a moot point, and then have control of the 2 final zones for 4 and 2 points. That would give OPFOR only 3 points for holding that area and no points for the barrels, so the final score would be like 5-3. Not a bad way to do it. And OPFOR are doing this really far defense, because they're also trying to camp Blue 4 spawn here. Or not spawn, but their barrel cache-in site. So this naturally leaves OPFOR divided. If Blue 4 can stay together and just assault up this fertile valley here, they should be good, because then they'll be able to just hold a small garrison with command here, and then the rest of the forces can just head right into the town and take up fortified positions and pick off OP4 forces one by one as they move into the final zones. Prediction was 130k to Blue 4 and 124 to OP4. I'm going to be honest, this could really go either way. I think OP4 have the better equipment, but Blue 4 have a much better strategy at the moment. So it's going to come down to individual player actions for OP4, but if no one really steps up, it's going to be a Blue 4 victory here, just based off of the strategy alone. Because you can see how divided OP4 is along at least like 8 kilometers here. And then Blue 4, they're all just forming up and they're going to push in and piecemeal the hell out of OP4. Alright, so they did get one of their helicopters back online, but that's kind of a moot point with the Igla team over there. Because Iglas, they have, God, at least a few kilometers worth of engagement range. That BRDM needs to find another position to start engaging. And potentially call for the other BRDM to come and assist, but I think it's too busy supporting this group over here. They need the MTLB to come over and assist. Or if they really want to be evil, this thing to come and assist. You ever seen shoot up infantry? However, that it's not going to do anything to a BTR. Except scare the shit out of them. Actually, it could disable the engine and the gun, but the vehicle should remain intact. This isn't good. Oh, no. I think they're trying to line the gun up on him. That, or they just saw that? No, he's pointing at them. BTR is going to immediately start firing 14.5 on this position if they notice it, though. Which I think they might, and now they're just trying to range the weapon. He might not. Oh, the skyline should be giving that away. Or maybe the render distance is just too far. Or they just blend in well with the other trees here. I'm really surprised we're not seeing shots going off. It's a 1,300 meter difference. Maybe it's only a kilometer of render distance, too. But we have Blue 4 continuing to move up on this spot. No, he definitely sees them. Now you're seeing their shots range here. They're a little high. Like I said, as soon as they notice that vehicle, they're going to start firing that heavy machine gun, but it's very high. 23, it's got the high ground. It starts returning fire. I might have just heard a rocket go overhead, too. It's hard to say. So 23 starts firing. They got one hit on the BTR, but it's not going to do much. So this vehicle pulls back. And they are just going to stay back and cover. Because I'm like, I could have sworn they could see each other. But yeah, they're basically just preventing Blue 4 from potentially taking the barrel. But again, the main fight's going to be down here. Let's look at the groups here. So it's Heartseer with a group of about 6. Running the spearhead here. OP4 have a defensive group right here. They're going to dig up some trenches. Not a good spot for the marksman, admittedly, down in this valleyway. And they're just starting to get those positions created. That might mean these guys are too busy working on those entrenchments to potentially scout across the river and see this Blue 4 group heading over. We have another infantry squad over here. This is a 6-man group. I think they're pulling security over here probably because that BRDM did report that there was movement coming up on the northern side. I'm curious to see if Ellis here does notice that 6-man group go in through the open area here. Because they are... Oh, he just walked right over them with his binos there. Because you got these guys low. They might see the movement right there. They do. This is not a good spot to be. They might try a river crossing, which is going to put them right into this group, which they may very well notice them as well. So really bad spot for this 6-man group here. We're just going to have to see how they can potentially counter. Instead, it looks like they're going to fold to cover and potentially wait for other groups to also come up to open up other avenues of assault. I don't agree with... I don't agree if they were to push across. I do kind of agree with this because allowing for other forces to come up would be helpful. It's just, this is a bad spot because you're allowing for OPFOR to basically slide additional forces around, potentially cut you off if you need to retreat. I would never say it's not bad to potentially retreat away to get more distance or get closer to your friendlies and then push back. Marksman fire. That is going into the OPFOR element over here. He actually did get a hit on Arnok there. We see a little bit of blood, so... Not... I don't agree with that call either, because now that's going to pull aggro, and you're going to have these guys now come down, potentially try to look across the river, and they're going to see those boys in blue there. Nordic does have a GL. If he opens up with that GL and lands true on a few blue 4 guys, that's going to be brutal. You see him, he's immediately scoping these guys out. He's going to nail Gatto right here. GL sights out. There's the GL. I think it hit a tree. No, it went way over. Oh, goddamn. Anyway, Gatto gets completely knocked. Cable got knocked out. Heartseer gets headshotted. We just heard some form of AT launch to the north. Ah, it was firing up at that position there. They're firing at the gun car. But anyway, this team now in trouble. Gatto wakes back up. Nordic falls back. Cable still uncon. But now they know there's a force right there, and they can pretty much lock that down with a lot of Overwatch elements here. We have the BRDM close to a BTR that's pushing up on that position to check them out. The ZU-23 also set. I'm going to be honest, ZU-23 on the hilltop, if they were to, like, walk shots in, that would be absolutely devastating. I want to check this team to see if they had any other casualties that we missed. Hawkeye got killed off. Okay. So that OPFOR element pretty badly repelled there, and then we've got more Blue 4 coming in to potentially finish them off. So down to 66% of their strength. Not a good opening assault we want to see for OPFOR there. I don't know if that skill level for Blue 4 stays consistent across all these forces here. Even though OPFOR, they've done the right thing of pushing a lot of forces out to make a defensive line, Blue 4 outnumbers them 2-1 here. Maybe if the BRDM is able to disable the BTR, and then they keep Overwatch control and are able to hit anything right here, like this heavy machine gun firing into that vehicle, for example. We saw a few good hits there. And then he drives right into the ocean. I don't think there's a kill there, but he definitely made him freak out. But that's what we need to see here, is these vehicles locking down the ridge and shooting at anything that moves over. The fear, though, is this is going to attract AT gunners, which, speaking of, we got one battle buddy to range his shots and then one AT gunner there. Looks like they're also replacing some wheels here, and then we got the AA back there. But if Blue 4 can disable both of those vehicles, that's going to give Blue 4 a pretty heavy vehicle advantage there, and it's going to be GG. Anyway, this team now down to 2 people as Blue 4 assault this position. They're down to 2 defenders as the Chinese forces are pushing up on them. Banks in the open. Bangi went way too far up from that cover and gave Banks such a juicy target. Couldn't resist. I think Ash is just doing some suppression. We're seeing some grenades getting thrown up here. Thermite grenades are also thrown up. Hey, Break, how you doing? Nordic crawling around. Banks is going to spot Nordic. Hornet gets behind cover. Banks is going to run up to him and gets that lovely side of the head headshot there. Banks up 2 kills now. And we just saw one of those uncon players bleed out over there. I believe that was their marksman. First group utterly knocked. BRDM is going to be a teammate for this gunner here. Here's the pitch. This is like a 75-meter shot. And he didn't have ammo in the launcher. Okay, buddy, reload. Please tell me you have ammo. Drake, where's the AT ammo? He didn't have any ammo! You had a beautiful shot, and you have no ammo for it. Where did the ammo go? Well, the ZU's still fine. Well, I hope he didn't waste, like, more than 1 round there for it. Also, the wheels are getting shot. Why are these people playing with the back wheel? There's no way. Oh, GL just went in and got a double kill, didn't it? Amazing. Yeah, so the Alexander came up and GL'd the side of it to get those 2 kills, and now the gunner's still in here like, huh, must have been the wind. Maybe they were trying to take the wheel on and off to sync the gun out. He gets out and sees that all of his friends are dead. This is why you still need to, like, scout the vehicle here. Oh, he's doing medical. Oh, he hears the BTR-80 coming up. Oh, that is LeRon. I get having rear security there, but... Did the other guy just get sniped too? Yes, he did. His gun's right there. So he died as he came into the vehicle. I think the people down there were able to snipe him. Yeah, they're so trigger happy they're even shooting at their own guys now. Okay, so now he's shooting at the BTR. These guys have to hear that BTR now, so they've got the gun ready in case the BTR comes over the hill. However, if the BTR goes forward, the ZU might not be able to see it. I think OpFor's in a lot of trouble here. I think Blue 4 is going to have a pretty nasty steamroll. We could see this force mobilize and start flanking the rear of... Nope, Blue 4's got it. They just put a stealth team in the final objectives. And there's a small OpFor garrison for that. Oh, it's the air assault troops. Yeah, this is not looking good for OpFor. See, by driving, they're going to give away their position. Please turn that gun to the rear. He's trying. And... Wait, why are you... What are you doing? What? You knew there was a BTR up there. Why would you face it away from... Are you for real? You heard the BTR come up there. You couldn't get in communication with the BRDM. And you decide, oh, I guess we're okay. Let's just drive the vehicle. And now look at what's in the valley. So, Blue 4 have captured a BRDM. And they have captured a ZU-23. So now, Blue 4 has 3 KPVT vehicles and 1 ZU-23. OpFor still has a BRDM. They still have an MTLB with a KBVT turret. So, Blue 4 have double the vehicles OpFor does now. Well, technically they're not insurgents. It's Takistani army, but even though I would argue that China's a paper tiger, they still are going to be better than one of the Middle Eastern armies, except maybe Iran, but that's debatable. Oof. Hey, Cycle, how you doing? I don't know what would be worse, honestly, but, I mean, yeah, the ANA got folded by the Taliban because they just ran, and here, the Takistani army is getting... Yeah, they ran! They knew that this position was screwed, so they ran from the objective. So they put a barrel in here. You're going to see them come in, grab the barrel, and then move it out of this zone so they can't score that 1 point. But yeah, so OPFOR, we have that entire squad wiped. We have a few reconnaissance forces here that are wiped. They're disconnecting after they die. Blue 4 still have a pretty full roster. But OPFOR is doing a full retreat. But now you've got this issue. Chinese forces getting right on top of OPFOR. I'm waiting to see grenades come up on this roof. AT also coming around. OPFOR are gonna friendly fire their own unconscious guy. I can't tell if they're trying to get frags out or they're smoking or what, but we see more AT coming up. Maybe they're trying to hit that truck. Realistic situation of morale collapsing on an army. Yeah, right? Guy with rifle comes up, knocks out Grethard there. Waiting to see if he'll pop some grenades over. Here's some more shots in the distance here. I wonder if that's the ZU-23. Oh, yeah, with all the autocannon fire, they tried to drive away and got completely wiped. That is another entire squad down because they've captured the ZU-23 vehicle. And now you got more OPFOR out here that are exposed. They're trying to get on the gun to see if they can use it, but that is... OPFOR down 2 squads. BTR is now going to plink at some of the infantry up on this spot. I'm going to be honest, I think this is over. I rarely call GGs this early, but we are literally seeing the equivalent of a man curb stomping a puppy with this KD ratio so far. Could turn around. Maybe the puppy has a Glock. You never know. But will that puppy know how to use the Glock? Can't say. I think there was one Blue 4 guy over here. He might have gotten picked off. Let's go ahead and look at the roster. No, they only have one uncon back there, so he pulled away. Meanwhile, looking at the OPFOR squad here. I said a Glock, not a... What the fuck is a Glucky? Alright, granted, they only have one uncon guy as well, so this is turning into a bit of a stalemate. There's the ZU-23 firing. And it looks like they knocked one guy out, and they're suppressing positions up here. See, it's roughly, I think the attackers had a slight number advantage because they usually give the attackers a slight advantage. But it's usually not enough to cause, like, 2 entire enemy squads to get wiped with no repercussion. Manco trying to move in the open here. He got engaged by the BTR. I'm waiting to see the finishing shot. Oh, he's crippled. Finish him. Put him out of his misery. Finish the head honcho of OFCRA. He's trying to smoke himself. Ah, more hits. It's over. Oh! How did he survive that? Bro just ate an autocannon round. I guess his backpack took it. Now you got Blue 4 coming up here. Head honcho, man, he's got that bubble shield that stops autocannon rounds from hitting him. Oh. Oh my god. How are you alive? Main character energy, yeah, and Pogrom shows us what happens when the main character gets left on reach to die. Anyway. Going back and looking over here, the update is a lot of OPFOR are dead. Wow. Fonz died as the team leader, but the... Whoops, wrong button there. M and N are right next to each other. There's only 2 out of 8 people that are still alive here. I'm going to call it total Chinese victory. We tariff them into oblivion and they take over Takistan for resources. Gerhard gets spotted and taken out by Henry from above. I'm curious, who's gotten the most kills here? Henry on 3. Nice. Bursty on 2 with a negative vehicle kill. That's kind of funny. Snodgebear on 2 as well. T on 1. I mean, it's a... Damn. Backpack was jammed full of ERAs. Yeah, right? Still didn't stop the bullets, though. All right, Sommer is alone. Looks like OPFOR are redeploying their northern forces here to move in. We do have a BRDM off to the side, but look at this. Look at the amount of blue symbols we have, and look at the red. Even though I think we have 2 vehicles here that probably have maybe 2 more squads inside, that one doesn't. That one, okay, that one has 12. So that's going to be the force that fights there. Maybe they'll be able to retake the purple zone, but at that point, at what cost? Genuinely, at what freaking cost? Now, Blue 4 have some positions of cover to work with to fight the guys down there. I mean, like I said, we're curb stomping a puppy here. It's pretty brutal. Ooh, 50 cal Miguel with a double kill. Taking on some overconfident Chinese forces in the open. I might have spoken too soon. Lolo. Buddy. Lolo. You have what you need. Think about it. You know, never mind. He's actually caused them all to dismount and stay away from the vehicle and blow up one of the tires. So, never mind. He's good. He's good. I rarely say that players are good. Even Zixme got killed in that burst. Damn. Yeah, he was with NASA right there. Usually Zixme's a heavy hitter, but damn. Yeah, he's good. He's got the rifle. All right, this Blue 4 group, now they have the MTLB to contend with. Oh, Henry. Henry, buddy. Grenades. Yes. Oh, my God. He had a thermite. No. Henry. Henry, where are your real grenades? Henry, you are so close. Bursty gets knocked out. And holy shit, there goes that block. If that vehicle's just a bit further back, Henry would have been blown away. That's funny. Wait, no, you already... Oh, okay, never mind. Henry might run down now to go on foot here. I would have laughed if I saw this group get utterly wiped too. God damn. I can't tell if Henry immediately took fire right there. Meanwhile, we have the OPFOR command element now under fire. Commander's dead. Again, OPFOR is literally getting defeated in detail here, utterly, and it's... This is pretty fucking brutal. Kerrigan gets knocked. Miguel's the only one still alive with those 250s, and he gets knocked as well. Overwhelming Chinese victory. Henry, meanwhile, finds that guy, takes him out. France still knocked uncon. Some OPFOR moving around in this building. 5 kills for Henry. And a GL goes in and gets a double kill right here. That was Snodgepair with 5 kills of his own as well. Total Chinese victory. Just scroll out, look at the amount of blue symbols, look at the amount of red symbols. It's... I think Snodgepair just got another kill with the noob tube. Because we did have 2 symbols in the... Oh, no, okay, they're still there. It was hidden by Francis. Damn. I'm pretty sure the Chinese already have a wall around them. I don't think they need the U.S.'s help with that, but that'd be pretty funny. So, Blue 4 still have taken casualties here. It's... Ironically, most of them are just unconscious. They're not even double tapped, but... Oh my god. Somebody stop him! He's like on 6 or 7. No fucking way! Okay. He got a little too trigger happy with that one, not gonna lie. Medics can't give blood. Can I be honest with you? I don't think that's gonna change anything. Even if anything, I think that would just help Blue 4 more. That sucks, don't get me wrong, but this, yeah, Jesus Christ. How many was Snodjapair on? I think he was also on like 6 or 7, and it wasn't counting all of his. Yeah. It's not gonna matter. It's genuinely not going to matter. Like, this is gonna end early. Not gonna matter. How... Jesus Christ. We haven't even technically gotten halfway through the match yet. It's 8 minutes plus an hour and a half, so that would be 45 minutes would be the halfway point. Plus 8 would be 53, so we're at the 42-minute, well, almost at the 42-minute mark. So we're not even halfway, and OPFOR is down to like 20% of their force. Yeah, OPFOR die before they can give blood, but that's why everyone's on con, yeah. Well, also everyone's on con because Blue 4 fanned out a lot, OPFOR fanned out a lot. I mean, we do see one guy getting worked on over here, but yeah, if he can't give blood, then that's oof, you know. Oh, well. Audrey, the E is an I. Yep, Archangel's got it, yep. So now you're just going to see Blue 4 come in and clean up the rest of these guys. OPFOR going to send another wave of troops to help clean up the Blue 4 guys here, but... Henry's on 7 now. This team has wiped 2 squads, and they might wipe a 3rd, but they're staying on Overwatch back there instead. Blue 4 also managed to capture the 50 cal, and there's so many Blue 4 that they're now friendly firing their own BTR. Gazaga's a bit confused here. He has a scope. He could see that that's a friendly BTR. He's also taking fire from other places because everyone else is going to think that's enemy now. There's been so many people that have died that they're actually going to start using their helicopter that should just be shot down automatically. It's amazing. Norris. All right, I'm going to be honest with you. That's a little suspicious. Like, I don't know if Blue 4 have really good body armor or what, but that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 bullets that went into Roofy. The fact that Roofy is still alive... Okay, never mind. No, Norris got that. Okay. Norris just got really unlucky with that one then. Come on, Norris. Finish him off. Get the other guy. Be the one-man bane of the Chinese military. You can do it. Loot his body. Wait, you can take that, the PKP and then put the AK scope on it, and then you've got 7.62 by 51. Or no, 54, sorry. But first, clear the area. Kill Roofy. He might not even know Roofy's here, though. OPFOR had a shit plan. I heard that OPFOR's plan, I alluded to this, I just didn't say which side did it, but OPFOR was going to use like half of their forces as bait or something, and then like try to box Blue 4 in an area and then hit them in the rear. Which again, is not a bad plan, but your blocking positions have to hold. Clearly, OPFOR's blocking positions did not hold. And they got spread way too thin. Blue 4 just stayed together and murdered everything. Manco, I think, respawn. He's dealing with debug issues, like maybe the reports of no blood, so he's giving medic perms to medics. That way, Pupper can save Barrel, Bursty, whatever his name is. OPFOR is technically down to 1 BRDM, which I think is over here with these guys. At least I think. I don't see it in use though, so it might be gone too. I don't know. Did Gazag get killed by friendlies? I'm curious. Nope, he regrouped. All right. How would history legends call this? GG, well played. Now you got some additional blue force starting to go down to or block the block here. They're gonna find even when OPFOR are down to their last squad, they're still separated across 3/4 of a kilometer. How are you supposed to help each other if you're separated across 3/4 of a... Even at the squad level, they're separated. Dude. Okay, there's the other BRD. This is over. There is... Look at all the blue 4 that are still on my roster. Now look at the OP4. OP4 are literally down to a page, whereas blue 4 are at 2 pages. So blue 4 has a 2-to-1 advantage here, roughly. OP4 command underestimated how much they push up the river. Fair. I will give it to the commander's credit. Normally, it's really, really rare for OFCRA to have the entire force on a side push up one direction. But, I mean, for the numbers and for how far this valley was, I think it was a genuine threat. Now, of course, we can always speak, you know, the coulda, woulda, shouldas here, but even then, I think OP4 just separated too much. They should have either just chosen to go for the barrels or hold the towns, but by, you know, having a garrison here and then having a garrison up there to prevent blue 4 from getting barrels, I think that's what kind of helped to stretch them too thin. Yeah, it's automatically back to guerrilla mode here. I mean, granted, it's working. Robert's down. Overdrive appears to be plinking at people. He just knocked Henry? No, he knocked guy with rifle. Where's Henry? Oh, is Henry dead too? No, my heroes. Henry was 7, and Snodjapair was 6. I mean, this team together, I think, let's count the kills here. This is officially 2. I don't think it counted some of Henry's and Snodjapair's kills there, but 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 19, 21. So one group of 8 has literally killed 3 times, almost 3 times their element. Like, ridiculous. Technically 2.5. Little over 2.5. And now the rest of blue 4 is coming up to sweep house. This is going to go for the entire time, though, because OP4 is going to keep the force right there to at least score those points and then come in, and it's over. Why blue have fear to push? What do you mean by that? Cuboid's coming in with... okay, so with the Takistan evict, so he thinks they're hostile. Because there appears to be a bit of miscommunication. Pupper just got hit by something, though. I think... No, I don't think Norse found an angle on him. I don't know what knocked Pupper. What the fuck are you doing? Well, you're unconscious now, so good job. Did he try to maneuver around the MTLB and somehow flipped himself? That's... Good job. Good job. Cute. Oh, we have an invisible guy, too. He's not an AI, though, because he just uses radio. You just have Chinese forces now sweeping the rest of this town. Good God. All right, my money's on Norse. If there's going to be one person that's able to hold... No offense to Tedic, but an SVD with this much CQC is probably not going to do you a lot of favors. Guy with rifle, he's getting fired at, but that's going to potentially aggro these guys to come up to his position. 70 more of those accidents, and OP4 can still win. Exactly. God damn. Pogrom, instead of a suppressor, he has a Loudener for that gun. I heard that all the way from over here. Jesus. For when you really want to draw attention away. That was loud. Rest of OPFOR, meanwhile, I mean, we've got Killer J holding off against a few guys over here. This is where that's where they had the captured BRDM. We still have a big Blue 4 garrison around the barrel. So maybe OPFOR is hoping to put a few people over there to at least slide that barrel in. And then you got the garrison down there. Suppressor of questionable stealth. What is this, DND now? DND named item is an armor 3. Love it. How you doing, gamer? Tedek's taking suppressive fire from... Now Marty has a Loudener too. He knocked out Overdrive though. GL was short, and funny enough, it knocked out Pogrom instead. Let's see if they put another one in here. There it is. And it's a double kill. Well, no, technically a knockout and a double tap, but I doubt Ferrex is going to wake back up. If Pogrom does it, then Ferrex definitely isn't. Yeah. When's the last time we saw a curb stomp this hard in OFCRA, though? The one I'm thinking of, I mean, this one was even cleaner, but one of the OFCRA versus BIA World War II missions, the Soviets versus the Germans, where they had entire tank platoons and the Soviets lost all of their air support and all of their tanks, and Blue 4 still had, like, everything. Norris is gone. Yep. He got hit by that team, so it's only Tedek over here. He's got a second kill, though. Good for him. But these guys are shrinking to half of a roster. Norris got 2 kills, though, so at least he went positive in his KD, but... I'm trying to think, like, when is the last time we saw a methodical sweep like this? I would say the BIA one, the World War II one, was cleaner. Then again, Blue 4 haven't lost any vehicles, so... Huh. Twigkin on 2 kills. Crazy on none. Settler on none. Maybe Twigkin will be the new Audrey Hotto. He'll kill all these guys, steal the BRDM. That's, if you're OPFOR, root for Twigkin. Because I think that's your last option. Pogrom got brought back up. Marty double tapping bodies. Yeah, both those guys still in there. And then they got a little bit of fire coming from over here. Maybe Tedek can occasionally find a guy to drop, but that RPK could arma him if he's not careful. I really hope with that gun flipping around it doesn't accidentally discharge and headshot poor Tedek here. Because it's looking kind of close here. Good shot by Tedek. 3 kills. Hey, if Blue 4 keep running up here, they're gonna... Maybe if Blue 4 in a single file fashion goes up to this building on this little corner and Tedek just drops him in the head, maybe Blue 4 can still lose this one. Settler got knocked out, probably from the Blue 4 garrison there. Crazy still moving in. I think he's trying to look through the windows to see if he can get any pickoffs. That's not going to be the case. You still have the helicopter flying around. Is Twig still on too? Or has he gained? He has not. Making a risky run around this side, but Blue 4 seemed to have their attention over where Settler was. So maybe Twig can do a big flank around, get behind them, pop a few nades, and he can win his first firefight that he needs to win. Crazy gets caught on the outside, multiple shooters coming into him, and Snip here. Snip just kept suppressing the same area, and Crazy ran into his bullets. I mean, maybe that's why they call him Crazy. Now, Twig, I'm not going to say you should steal the KPVT turret and mag dump the shit out of that building. But, alright, so there's the 55-minute objective cashed in. So OPFOR, they got those points. That's only, I think, 2 or 3. So now they got to get everything else. But that's the 55-minute mark done. So we still have 35 minutes left. I think he's waiting to see if any Blue 4 come through that open door, but they shut it again. Twig pulls away from the corner. Give me 1 second. Look, I'm just saying, in Twig's shoes, I would do the dumb thing of getting in that KBVT, putting it on the HMG, and just mag dumping the building. And then immediately, like, getting out and getting killed. He's waiting to see if someone stands by that window so he can just drop him, but he also sees movement on that upper story. Alright, can Twig King... I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Ready? Can Twig King channel his own inner Audrey Hotto and win the entire match for OFCRA? Let's find out. Alright, that's kill 3 for Twig King. Meanwhile, up here, we still have that 2-man garrison off to the side, that 1 garrison off to the left. Ah, Tedic died. I think Ivno Main or Nubas found him. Let's see who got the kill. Ivno Main's on 3, so... Yeah, he died right there. Maybe that RPK discharged and got him. Who knows? Who knows? News. Anyway, Op 4, we have, what, 4 people up here and then 2 more off the side. So, yeah, it's over. And Twig King died off screen. Oh, even if he was in the turret, he'd be screwed because someone left a window open. That's unfortunate. Anyway, let's look at the amount of blue 4 players we still have alive. Okay, yep. Yep, okay, that's a lot. All right, let's look at Op 4. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then Manco's in debug. So, Op 4 are down to single digits. And they're so confident in just holding the final zones that no one's actually going out to grab the barrels or anything just to guarantee the victory. Oh, cool, the BTR's pulled up. And it has the ZU-23 with it, but the gun's facing down, so I doubt... Oh. Oh, guys, this is... Oh, no. Oh, no. You're kicking puppies. Please. Oh. It's been a while since I've seen OFCRA this one-sided, since that BIA op. My God. This is pay for pain and China's pain. That's for sure. But here's the funny thing, like, that's a captured Op 4 asset that they're using. Like, because they were so divided, Blue 4 were basically able to steal all of Blue 4's shit. Or Op 4 shit, excuse me. There goes their transport. So now these guys are pretty much stuck 2 kilometers out from the zone. Oh, wait. We got Watts. All of the other... Hold up, wait, no. Okay. There is still some Op 4 in here. These windows suck. Oh, rest in peace, Poker. No! No! Why is you just kill Poker? You silly goose! 68 more friendly fire incidents to go. Let's go. Jesus. If I was wise, though, I'd feel pretty bad. That's why you call frag and bad frag. Just heard the vehicle cook off over there again. Oh! Bakarov tries to come out and get the kill. Hold on. Oh, no. Oh no. Oh. Hold on.
I am so
Why
sorry.
are you doing? Stop thinking about pizzas, man.
Shut the fuck up.
He's thinking about British life.
I am so
What?
sorry.
Why am I getting
Hog.
Twig has
problem, no
1/3
problem.
of Red Force kills.
Dude,
I have 1/3 of Red Force kills, bro. What?
Kurwa, ty jeszcze
Yeah, they
energii by
killed, like,
przyszło, niby po ryju dostali.
11 people.
Nobody.
That's a mix of all the dead people and them making fun of the fact that they've captured someone. You just heard, I think, Wise just died, so he was apologizing to Pogram there, but... Yeah. Oh, they got on the 50 and they started shooting at the vehicles. That's good. Did they get a kill? Because I don't see anyone on the Vic there anymore. No, I think he got off of it because it's out of ammo. Oh, is our final OPFOR garrison doing up here? Marty is pushing. We still have 3 guys over here. Did they all just shoot him because he shot the captive? What the fuck just happened? Audrey Hotto West? Yeah, that's cute. He died, though, with no kills. I'm pretty sure he might have shot the hostage, and then they all just mag dumped him for it. Hold on, I'm gonna unmute just to see.
I mean, I could have shot them all.
Could have shot them all.
Real quick, why is the hostage dead, and why is there a dead
Can we say
Chinese player?
Can we say that?
Where's the mission review?
Do you want the
Yeah.
big baby crying noise?
Mission review, gentlemen, is in my DMs. Feel
What?
free to bitch.
NASA, they got the crazy fucking rifle, the Chinese
Yeah,
rifle.
yeah, they got the crazy rifle. They got crazy.
Bro, if I would have known, I would have.
But to offset the crazy rifle, what they got was dogger sights. The sights they got were bad.
Dude,
like,
I will take that
just
rifle over
considerably
anything that.
like comparable to the.
You hear Twig bitching. Anyway, tap me back in. Sorry about that. Just I wanted to mute that channel. He's got Vov there. Now Draper Hard's the only one up. Marty knows where they are. Double tap him. Grenade gets the double tap. He throws another one just to pull security here. But it goes far. He's checking around just to be safe. Draper Hard's falling back to this doorway. He's watching the window. Not a bad spot to watch, in all honesty. Marty. 67 more. 67 more, Angel. Yeah, 67 more blue on blue incidents need to happen for OPFOR to win. Oh. I think they're pulling back to the orange vehicle there, but like at that point this is over. Yeah, who needs PID when you're winning so hard you don't need to kill, like, you just kill everyone you see. At that point, you're probably gonna get him, right? Cuboid waltzing in. The question is, are Blue 4 gonna get him or Op 4? Also, I am shrimping, but that's okay, I like to shrimp. Pog will be on at, let's see, 3 hours, 15 minutes from now. And Bloodwing unironically just sent me a thing about shrimp frying rice on TikTok. Great. Ah, yeah, he did the friendly wiggle. That's why I didn't shoot him. All right, four Blue 4 Chinese players are about to breach one Op 4 guy in a building. Let's see what happens. Guys, the building. The building. The building. What the fuck? 66! war crime? Dude, that was his teammate. It's a little more than a war crime at that point. If that's your teammate. Real medical training. Oh my god. Oh. He's too wounded? Then you don't shoot him. Crying. I'm fucking crying. I don't think... If I've seen that before, it's been too long. Real Stillwater security solutions moment there. Okay, Q-Boy got knocked out. I would have laughed my ass off. I think it was Alex that did that. Yeah, he's got the -1. If he was the one that just got shot in the back by Drapper Hard, that would have been... I'd be bawling right now. Yeah, and they left the house unclear, and Q-Boy just got shot in the back. Isn't that crazy? Oh. I'm taking that personal because Robert was my name. I would be fuming. Well, maybe Alex is a Lannister, you know? So maybe killing Robert there, you know, that was the personal reason. I don't know. Yeah, if they all leave the orange sector, then the one OPFOR guy will take the points, right? Yeah, so we just need all of Blue 4 to leave. And then OPFOR will score. It's that simple, right? He can take the purple one. Yeah, I mean, technically, OPFOR, they have 3 points from this zone. This one's worth 4, and this one's worth 2. So, yeah, if Blue 4 don't take the purple zone by the end of the game, yeah, technically OPFOR would win. Haha. Yeah. Yeah, and I can see why you're doing that. You know, it's because you bet OPFOR, right? Ian, why? What happened? Does it have to do with the stuff you DM'd me? Oh, and now Q-Boy just gonna bleed out in a corner. Looks like these guys found a truck. Great. $20K on OPFOR. Yeah, where did your $20K go? Let me tell you something about gambling, okay? Gambling's bad, okay? Leads to all sorts of bad side effects, okay? Alright, I'm gonna give it till 120, and if nothing significant happens, I'm just gonna wrap it up because it's over. You can't tell me it's not over at this point, alright? We might miss 66 more instances of Blue 4 friendly fire, and that would get me... In which case, I'm the worst streamer ever if I miss 66 more instances of Blue on Blue, but yeah. Angel, you're not going to get that lucky again, okay? OFCRA is not going to randomly have their servers burned down. And no, you're not going to be able to train a shark to cut the internet cables in time. I'm sorry, buddy. You lost. What? 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 Is this technically a friendly fire, or am I losing my sanity? I don't know. There's no one there. At least I thought. Alright, it's failed by everybody because no one had barrels. Okay. Great. I don't know, man. Is anyone else's brain kind of hurt right now, or is it just me? So I feel like my brain, you know, it hurts a little bit. What? But why? Did Drap just get another kill? Yes, trickle to him. Ivnomain, finish him, please. Please, you're all chatted out with this PKM and this... Oh, he perfectly blends into the background and Ivno didn't see him. I want this to be over with. Can Drapperheart channel his inner Audrey Hotto and win the match for Op4? Let's find out. Who the fuck is shooting? That's cheating. You voted blue for. You shouldn't care. I can cast or curse whoever I want to. Unironically, I want to see if this chopper will actually hit this vehicle with his gun. That'd be pretty funny. That's how it ends, with like the worst asset somehow getting like a multi-kill. Or better yet, Charles it, which would get him banned, but it would be pretty funny. And if you know that reference, I salute you. Bro's got drum max. It's the greatest plan. Exactly. Oh, it's become an Auntie-Stasi server now. Yeah, finding that last guy. You did not just shoot at. Wait, why is he on? There's so many things wrong with this. You know, technically, if Op4 just goes to the purple zone and holds it with a number advantage, they could still win. What are you doing? You are the only side with BTRs! Why are you shooting at your own BTR? The enemies have PRDMs. This was in the brief. You can clearly see that that vehicle has more than 4 wheels through your scope. What are you shooting at? Angel's unironically giving all of Blue 4 friendly fire skill issues, and I don't know how to handle it. Please, please, you see that? Okay, yeah, he's not looking at it anymore, so he understands that that's a friendly vehicle. Thank you. Wait. Wait, Ivnomain. Got the grenade, shuts the door, good call, runs in the other area. Another grenade just went in, he's dodging. He can't dodge in that time! Oh my god! Ivno cooked him. And once again, another Audrey Hotto potential is snuffed before it starts. Well, so a high caliber rifle, like a medium machine gun, if you concentrate fire, will get a few shots that can penetrate the thin armor of a BRDM. But that has to be at very close range. At this range, the muzzle velocity of anything below, like, 448 is not going to do anything to the BRDM. But then again, that's a BRDM. This is a BTR we're talking about, which it has slightly thicker armor. At least I think. Yep. You just had a Blue 4 guy try to put a rocket in one of these dudes. I don't think it... Oh, no, it did succeed. And then... Did Delta just run right up to where his buddy got hit by a rocket only to die in the near exact same spot? That's who's playing on Op4, by the way, is people that'll do that. Okay. Once you put that in the context, I think you realize how Op4 lost this one. Normally, I don't believe in generalizations, but yeah, that once you put that into context. Is there a dead Blue 4 guy in here? Or did he get out? I think it was Cuboid, actually, but now he's bleeding uncon on the side of a frickin' mountain over there, so... It's now going to be 4v3. I just heard a rocket launch. At what? Where did the rocket go? And why do I have an uncon guy up here?
Let's give him a warm welcome.
What? What the hell happened? That's so funny that he's covering, but he can't see the rooftops. Now you got the BTR coming around. What? What do you see over there? Those are friend. Did you just shoot at the friendlies? And another OPFOR member has been taken out. Blue 4 have killed so many OPFOR that they think there's still so much OPFOR on the map that they keep friendly firing each other's positions. That's how bad this has gotten. I don't know, Sam. At this rate, I don't think 63 friendly fire incidents are going to happen before the remaining 3 OPFOR players on the server die. Every time... Okay, no, they're actually shooting over here. I was about to say, every time I hear a gunshot over here, which... What the hell is this? They're still shooting at each other. Yeah, the camos are pretty different. It's... I don't know, bro. Even if one of these groups gets wiped, there's 2 people now. There's 2 dudes left. Mr. White and Flip for Flap. And yes, the loudener is happening. I think it's when they're in a certain building, it just makes it super loud for spectator. I don't know. And at this point, I'm too... I guess they don't have comms either. It's just there's so many weird things going on. Nah, it's an Alpha Legion moment. Yes. All right, Mr. White, kill Lieutenant Dan. That is not what I told you to do, Mr. White. Okay, Flip for Flap. Kill Noobass. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Flip for Flap. Kill Lieutenant Dan. He has his handgun out. He doesn't even know what he's doing. Flip for Flap. Get him. Bro's blended in. Bro's blended in so hard, Flip for Flap can't see him. No, I'm not, because... Shay's gonna get him. Shay! Shay, you can't even throw a grenade in a building. That's... What is this? Can Flip for Flap channel? No, I'm not. I'm not cursing him. We're not cursing him just yet. If no main, finish him. Please. This is hurting. GG. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers. And have a good one. This fucking round, bro.